Well, lawmakers in Pristina have voted unanimously in favor of giving Kosovo its own national army. Kosovo has relied on NATO-led forces for its security since 1999. The move would upgrade their emergency response force into a professional army. Now, the vote is likely to worsen relations with Serbia, which refuses to accept its former province's independence. Well, for more, I'm joined now by visiting professor from the London School of Economics, James Ker-Lindsay. Thanks so much for speaking to us. You know, the EU and NATO have both basically begged Kosovo not to do this. NATO is still providing security for Kosovo via KFOR. It's almost, some would say, like biting the hand that fed them all these years, is it not?
Well, I think it's important to put this into context, that this is a move that has been a long time coming. Officials in Pristina have wanted to set up an army for a long time. They feel that this is a further step in the consolidation of their statehood. But you're right, this comes at a very, very tense moment. We've seen over the course of the autumn that relations with Serbia, which, you know, obviously have been very difficult since Kosovo declared independence 10 years ago, but have actually been on a fairly sort of smooth path, have actually deteriorated quite significantly. And I think this is all part and parcel of Kosovo starting to feel under pressure. You know, that there's a number of countries which have withdrawn their recognition. They're very unhappy with the European Union. And so I think this is about trying to assert its statehood, its sovereignty. But you're right, it does come at a difficult time. And there have been a lot of calls for Kosovo to think twice about this, especially given growing regional tensions.
You say assert its statehood, but do you think Kosovo has legitimate reason to actually feel threatened to the point that it needs its own army?
No, I mean, it's quite clear. We've got a significant NATO force there. You know, Serbia is just in no position to act militarily against Kosovo, nor do I think it would want to. You know, it knows that if it tried anything in Kosovo, then it would be up against NATO, and that would have catastrophic effects. There's no doubt about it. Again, I think this is more, you know, if you speak to officials in Pristina, they will say, well, look, you know, this is about us asserting our sovereignty. A normal state will have an army. Why can't we? And also to stress the point that, look, you know, this is not meant to be something that should be seen by any of the regional neighbours as being against them. They would say that in actual fact, what they're hoping to do is obviously, you know, this is part of the symbol of statehood, but it's also been able to take part in peacekeeping operations abroad. But of course, from Belgrade's view, there's the concern that this will be used to try and take back the north of the country, which, although it's part of Kosovo, really is effectively self-running under the Kosovo Serbs.
And I mean, Belgrade is threatening to prepare some sort of military response to this. Is it really worth this sort of escalation?
Well, I think, you know, again, this comes back to the point that, you know, Kosovo would say, well, look, you know, we're doing this for peaceful means. Serbia says, well, look, you know, we're suspicious. We know that there's a lot of tension at the moment. Very often when that happens in countries, political leaders start to provoke crises. You know, is there a temptation that having formed an army to then try and use that army to take the north, which would then force Serbia to respond? And I think, you know, this is the important thing. I don't think we would see Serbia attack Kosovo unilaterally. But if something were to happen in the north, then, you know, Serbia might feel that it has to step in. And I think this is what is worrying everyone at the moment. It's this escalation of tensions between Belgrade and Pristina, and the feeling that the creation of this army is just an extra step that's contributing to what is actually a very, very difficult relationship at the moment.
Okay, James Ker-Lindsay, thank you so much for joining us there live from London.